Hello everyone, welcome back to Star Citizen Weekly, the series that just got real interesting. So my entire mindset is like I want to play I want to play Minecraft. I don't want to play Minecraft right now. I want to play Star Citizen. Play Star Citizen at least once a week. Talk about the game, maybe have some friends on, and turn it into a more regular thing, right? That's the plan. And, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to start, they're on break right now, so, there's not going to be too much, they'll start talking about stuff, hopefully, I don't know, middle of, January, and was like, dang, they're taking a little longer. I'll tell you what, Jared, you paid off on that front. It was, so if you don't know, February 1st, February 2nd, they started showcasing, the stuff that was, that's gonna show up in 323, and holy shit, did they... holy shit, is there a lot of stuff that's going to be in 323. I will say... I will preface this with just a little bit of, experience that when I was just getting into the game in 3.8, 3.9, whenever it was, this was a time when they were absolutely all the time over-promising what was going to be in the next patch, and, sometimes it would be a thing of, they would add something to the roadmap and then they would take it away literally the next week. And now the roadmap is usually, a lot more conservative with, we're not going to add this thing unless we're actually really reasonably sure that it's reasonably going to be on track, and, that's fine. This week, they promised so many things, it is genuinely hard to believe that everything will make it, but at the same time, well, for one thing, I want to believe, right? And for another, they showed working demos of all of these things, and it's just a matter of integrating all of those into code, and so, it's not, I don't know what button I pressed to turn off my cruise control, but that's whatever. Also, let's see if I remember how to do salvage. And I'm doing salvage because, there's so much to talk about, and I'm gonna just go on a rant here. And I saw a bunch of people, I don't want to, misinform at all, so I will do my best, but I'm sure there's going to be something I miss. So let's see, what did they promise? Well, I guess they didn't... Okay, let's not say promise. What is the targeted features for 323? The EVA, the new EVA, without EVA fuel or the handholds. Those things are going to be in a later patch. Right now it is just the EVA. Let's see... Yeah, just the EVA, the interaction system, the PIPUS, which, hell yes. I don't know what else to say besides hell yes. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit more finicky than they think. I'm sure there's going to be problems, but it's going to be, they'll fix it. Sorry, let me actually, do the full list, and then I'll talk about them in more detail. Let's see. What else? Well, let's see. There's the star map. There's the fucking star map. The mag stripping, looting screen, changes to the economy. God, there was there were other things that I'm just derping on. I wanted to, like, look at the video back and just, like, check, and I might do that in the middle of recording this, just to be, like, 100% sure. There was actually, and yeah, I think it is also really important. Let me pull up a Reddit post, because there was a Reddit post that did the whole thing for me, actually, now that I think about it. And, like, don't get me wrong, I want to be excited for it, but this is just too much stuff, and your track record, CIG's track record, points to this just not everything is going to get in. And not only track record, but, like, usually, like, the patches come at, like, the beginning of the next quarter. So, like, you would think it would be in, like, March, but it's going to probably be April or May. Would be my guess. Alright, let's see. There's a thing... Oh god, yeah. Alright. Sorry. Okay, so distribution centers, cargo elevators, instanced hangars, and I want to say they did not say persistent hangars, and I think if Jared meant to say, if they were going to add persistent hangars, they would have said persistent hangars, and they did not say persistent hangars. Maybe I missed it, but just saying that's I would not expect persistent hangars specifically. Instanced hangars is persistent hangars is instanced hangars with memory, and not having persistent hangars is like absolutely fine. And maybe there will be persistent hangars, but I don't think they said that. That being said, I could see them being delivered at the same time, but I just, like, you know, wouldn't expect it because I did not hear it. Distribution centers. I'm curious exactly what distribution centers are going to be, because they're... Because, yeah, that's definitely a thing. So wait a minute, what the hell? Okay, so I put on the super duper beams, the trawler beams, because I wanted to see how, like, quick and efficient they were. This seems a little sketch. Like, there should be, like, I should have gotten more from this vulture, but I think it was already destroyed, so... We'll see. Let me see, actually, because... Hangars, persistent and personal. Yeah, I don't think... Yes, I don't... Okay, this thing says... And maybe I did miss it. I'm not 100% sure, but just saying. Like, that is the kind of nuance that you need to expect. Like, if they... Because I would have thought... Because I also... they said star map. They mentioned the star map, the mini-map. They also specifically said that the star map was not going to have literally everything. They're going to get as many ships as possible done and add them as things go on. So hopefully... Like, they'll get the Carrack done first, and then like, the Hammerhead, and hopefully there'll be larger ships, and then they'll move on to smaller ships, hopefully, is what I would hope. Of course, like, if they end up, like, you know, I would assume a larger ship doing the whole markup for the thing takes more time, so, like, I would expect, I don't know. It's probably not going to be like all large ships and then all small ships. It'll be a mixture of large and small, whatever they can get done. And they probably, I mean, they'd probably like to just have it done, like, immediately, but who knows. Also, I guess I'm just gonna go with do whatever I can here. If I remember correctly, you could sell the construction materials at Cruel 4 and the RMC at Cruel 5. And I'm just out here to make a little bit of money while talking about all the stuff. And in terms of editing, this is gonna be a pain in the ass for me, probably. No, it won't be that much of a pain in the ass. Let me review this a little bit here. Oh, jeez. My foot is falling asleep, but that is okay. Let me get this together. Maybe Scorpius, we'll see. 100? Yeah, let's get a 100. I don't know if the trawler is gonna be super great. I might have to change it around. Okay, so alright, so what all do I have here? I've got the list up on my phone. So, let's see. I don't want to... I mean, I don't know. I'll try and talk about as much as I can, but also I don't want to... I don't know. New EVA? I mean, just watch the thing for the new EVA and the new interaction system. They're, like, just a quality of life... well, not necessarily a quality of life thing. They are a step beyond it. I mean, I would say that, like, for EVA, obviously the fuel and the push-pull, being able to traverse objects, like that's where it's going to really change gameplay-wise. But for now, like, it's going to make EVA such a better experience. I am curious how it will work in zero-G firefights, because you're not moving as if you were standing, and like the sort of like presentation that you give your body is going to completely change how targeting will work and how moving and trying not to present as much of yourself. Whereas like and I'm sure there's going to be some oddities about how that whole system works, I think, where like if I'm trying to turn, I'm not going to like, you know, if I'm going to turn, the ideal thing to do the ideal thing to do would be to like completely rotate around my hips. So instead of just like turning at the shoulders, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I'm sure it'll be just an interesting thing, and it'll be a thing we have to like consider. But I don't. I mean, hopefully it shows up more, because that would be fun. The interaction system is like not... there's nothing else to say besides that it's just like a... I don't know if it is actually a new system. I don't know if it's a new system or if it's just an improvement on the old system. It kind of feels... It could be either one, but it feels like the most basic way to say it is that like you don't have to hold down F to interact with things. There is like an automatic system to be like, hey, you're looking at this. You're looking at a gun, you can pick it up. And like, oh, if you want to change it so instead of picking up guns and equipping them immediately, you can store them if you want. You have that option. And you can change it basically on the fly. It's just like... It's just a really good system. At least it sounds like a good system, and I think it will be a good system, barring any bugs and issues that it may or may not have, which, like... Just because, like, it's an improvement on it doesn't necessarily mean there's not going to be bugs that make it maybe even worse than what we have now. Like, in the short term, like, if the system works, you know, the way they want it to, it's just better. It's just better than what we have. And, you know, hopefully that's just how it will be. Jesus, I love how fast these are. I love how fast they are, but also this is kind of blinding, I think, a little bit. Also, maybe I might be a little bit too close. Let's see. Going through the list here, dynamic crosshair, that's that's a cool thing. They also mentioned that you would get the dynamic crosshair specifically with combat helmets, which is cool. I don't know if my motorcycle helmet is considered a combat helmet. It probably not. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it is a medium helmet, so it can't be a flight helmet. I don't know. It's figure it out at some point here. I'm really hoping that I can sell construction materials, or I'm gonna have to jettison this whole thing. But it's fine. And then the next one on that list is master modes. Which, I actually... Okay. Okay, so Yogi, you know, talks a lot on Spectrum. And he's a really great resource, I think. The last time he mentioned, I believe he said that master modes was not going to be one giant monolithic change. They were going to piecemeal it, so there would be parts of master modes that come in. That's what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like it is all going to be this whole monolithic thing. But that could have been them, but that could have also been them sort of abridging the whole thing. So I would not... So if you're excited for master modes, hold off on the excitement a little bit, because I don't know. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but we're going to find that out later soon enough, so... in, I don't know, well, the coming weeks. Let's see. Also, and I don't know, there's not much to be said. I think... And, like, I'm really curious about the gimbals, because I do think, I mentioned in the last episode, that, like, the Gilroy mounts on the Reliant that currently have size 3, I imagine those are going to turn into a size 4, but I don't know if the Tashima turrets are going to go from size 2 to size 3. I would imagine they aren't, because they're turrets and not weapon mounts, and they're remote turrets, but... And I also think that I would rather have it be, well, do you want to have 2 size 4s or 4 size 2s in addition to the other weapons? I think that would be more interesting, because if it was 2 size 4s or 4 size 3s and 2 size 2s, then... And just to clarify, just to specify, you know, you have the 2 size 2 wing mounts, which are now going to be, you know, just size 2, whether they're gimbaled or not. and then you have the wing tip mounts. The tip mounts, I don't know, which can either be the Gilroy gimbals or the Tashima turrets. So it's, you know, and I think having 4 size 3s would just seem like the better option. Maybe they would take too much energy though, and like, maybe they would take too much energy. I don't know, but like, 4 size 3s would just be downright better than 2 size 4s, which doesn't seem really that great. But 4 size 2s, I think might technically be a little bit better than 2 size 4s, but yeah. So that's and they specifically mentioned that there were some that are like, if you look at the thing and there's like no possible way that they're going to be able to turn that into a gimbal, then it won't be a gimbal. So like the Vanguard nose guns, the quad size 4s in the Vanguard, which makes sense. It's like, okay, that's fine, that's whatever. Let's see, what else? The distribution center. Now, is it gonna stop with the construction materials, or how's this gonna work? Because I guess it doesn't really matter too much. But I would hope that it doesn't just like... Oh, cool. Alright, I see. That's nice. Okay, so distribution centers. I hate the fact that they're called distribution centers. I guess you can't really call them large underground facilities because they're not necessarily underground. Or, like, a lot of them aren't underground. But I think, like, just facilities. I think just, like, large facilities or large operation centers. That's just my thought though, and that's the least important thing. I'm excited to see what they do with them, because yeah, it's like theoretically, what it sounds like to me is that it's going to either be a place you fly to this area and you do a mission. And it might actually... You know what they could do? So, like, you fly to a distribution center, you get a mission, and it might just be... It could theoretically be something like, hey, could you just, like, repair our... I just need you to repair the antenna here. Or I just need you to, do repairs or, like, move cargo from A to B in the distribution center. They mentioned... literally, like, hey, there are going to be some times where you just do a job that is in the distribution center and it's just self-contained like that. And a lot of people were hoping that that kind of thing would be in for landing zones. So, like, if you don't have any money and you need to get a little bit of quick cash, you can go and, like, fix a vending machine. You can go and, like, sweep the streets or whatever. In order to get a little bit of stuff. And this might be the prototype for that. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. Otherwise, there's also... They mentioned raids. They mentioned raids at CitizenCon. They did not mention raids for 323. They also kind of made it seem like 323 is, like, just the first iteration, and there's not necessarily going to be, like... Seriously? Damn it. That's okay. A little annoying, but whatever. might be able to sell construction at the admin terminal. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, they mentioned, you know, distribution centers being like potentially like you might have to do some like there might be some combat missions there, and it might be larger scale stuff, which would be potentially raids, which could be interesting. God fucking damn it! Why is there is also the economy stuff, which I guess just being frustrated that I can't sell this dumb shit. Is part of the economy, so I guess I could also mention that. Oh, you know what? I need to go. I should probably go and buy those other themes because they're really cheap, and I think the trawl or the trawl orbs. I think they have not been serving me well here in the two things I've done them. Oh, I can't even get the trawler ones. But yeah, so they mentioned the economy. I think I'm gonna have to check. Oh jeez, where the hell did I put my phone? On the floor. Good job, me. Did they really just mention the ship prices? Oh, you know what? They also mentioned a shopping app, but I have no idea about that. Yeah, the ship prices do seem interesting to me. They mentioned that the 890 was... I thought the prices were going to go up like tenfold. And I don't know if that is their ultimate plan, or what. But my understanding is... Sorry. My understanding is that okay, so the numbers they gave for the ship prices, like the Arrow's like going to be like around 2 million, and I think the C8 Pisces is going to be around 500,000. I don't know if it was the C8 or the C8R. Those I can't remember, but I think he might have said C8R. But I don't know. But if the C8 is 500,000, I would imagine the C8R probably isn't going to be too much. Probably isn't going to be too much cheaper. I think he mentioned that the C8. It was going down in price. I think the C8 is like 400... is like 400 something, so it wouldn't be going down in that case. Anyways. But yeah, the Arrow I know is, I believe is 970k in game right now, and it's going to 2 mil. So basically double the price, and the 890 is like 30 mil right now, and is going to 70 mil, which I was like, that is not that much of a price increase. That's that is not as much as I thought it was going to be, actually. I thought 100 easily. Maybe 90, but probably somewhere over 100. I don't care what job I have to take, I'm going to Crew L5, because Crew L5 I just know a little bit better. No, I could do that, but no. Let's... Oh, wait a minute. Roll 5. Star Runner? Hell yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. The prices, like, I mean, you know, the 890 could be 70 million or it could be 70 billion. It just, like, there's a lot of factors about the economy that, make that question that, like, if we're making the same amount of money but the ships are just more expensive, okay, that's, like, alright, that's fine. If they're, like, ludicrously more expensive, like 10 times as much, then it's like, oh, okay. But, like, if it's 10 times as expensive, but we're making 5 times as much, then obviously that's a different thing. I think they did also mention different armor prices and weapons and stuff, although I think they did some of those changes in 322. Alright, so let's see, the next thing, actually, what is the next thing on the list? Next thing on the list, new FPS scopes, that's whatever. I don't know anything about the shopping app. What I hope it is an ability to buy things, is a thing you can buy online, you can buy whatever, and somebody will, and you can have a player, you can either have the AI ship it to you, or the game ship it to you, or you could pay more and have a player ship it to you. I hope that's how that system works, or something along the lines of that. But I have no idea. I mean, I would also hope that you could like sell stuff from your inventory, from an inventory, and just like have a player go and pick it up. In fact, actually, if it was just, hey, I want to sell stuff, and I want somebody to go and okay, sorry. I want to buy stuff, or I want to sell stuff. I put a P4 on the market, on the shopping app. And then somebody buys it, and it's like, hey, this person, okay, the P4 is in Bikini Point. Obviously, no, before they buy it. But, hey, this P4 is in Bikini Point, go and pick it up at Bikini Point. Even if it was just that, and there was no actual shipping thing, which, like, would be the way that Star Wars Galaxies did it in its full game, then, like, that would be a good first step. But obviously having some sort of shipping so you can be a courier and deliver stuff, and, do stuff like that. That would be amazing. And maybe it could... I don't know what the speed or the expected time for something like that would be, but that was what I would hope. Again, I have no idea. They literally just said shopping app, and that was literally all they said. So... that's all we know. Star map? Oh my god, dude. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're gonna have everything here, right? And that's like when the star map came into the conversation. I was like, oh my god, yes, it is actually happening. I mean, I saw like somebody, in the Inside Star Citizen, they had the mini map, and was like, yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah. Let's see, I should just have this list up. New missions, this dude said, which... I don't know what new missions necessarily were said. They mentioned things with Xenothreat. So... I maybe can't remember exactly, but my recollection was... oh, jeez. Oh, another Star Runner, huh. My recollection was, Jared said, the plan is that we are going to have, there's going to be stuff with Xenothreat, and going, like, there will be, like, some preemptive missions. I can't remember the exact wording he used, but something like preemptive missions or something like pre-Xenothreat missions, which I think is the legal data heists missions that I've seen Evo leaks for. I think, maybe? Hopefully. And maybe something else, though. I guess that could also be exciting, in all fairness. But yeah, Xenothreat, and then they mentioned something about Xenothreat being bigger and badder, which I'll save the excitement for and just wait until that, because, like, who knows. I've mentioned before, I want it to be, like, a thing that happens across the entire system, and a thing where they can actually have hey, go to this area to do PvP stuff, go to this area for PvE stuff, that kind of thing. And also have some, like, you know, overarching thing where, like, you know, you can't just ignore the event. Like if you're playing in Stanton while Xenothreat's invading Stanton, you are going to run into Xenothreat. There's like no two ways about it. That's just what's going to happen. The entire, like, the missions you get are just going to be different because this thing is happening, you know? And even if you're doing the same missions, you might be running into Xenothreat instead, or you might, you know, just... They might just show up, you know? So yeah, other than that... Oh, well, they did also mention things with the distribution centers for missions, but I don't know... But I have no idea what missions those are or could be. It could be delivery missions, which would be fine. It might be some combat missions. Could be literally anything, and it's just any of regular missions that we already have, and the only difference is that you have to go to the distribution center in order to get that mission. There might be some, you know, unique reputation tied behind it, but, like, they didn't specify that, or that hasn't been said yet, so, like, I have no idea. It could be in, could not be in, so... What's next? Freight elevators. Okay, so, freight elevators. Oh my god. For one thing, I think maybe I mentioned it before, but I've only heard instanced hangars. I have not heard persistent hangars. Persistent hangars is an instanced hangar that remembers where you leave stuff. So assuming that they don't have that, assuming we only get instanced hangars in 323, if you drop a coffee cup, if you drop your special edition coffee cup in the hangar, leave the hangar and come back, that is that coffee cup is going to be gone. So, like, you can spend as much time as you can spend as much time in the hangar as you want, but it will not persist. And I doubt there will be any sort of, at least for now, I doubt there will be any sort of timer for how long you can stay there, because they can just spool up another instanced hangar. But maybe in the future there will be some sort of limit, so, like, but who knows. Oh, I will also say, in terms of freight elevators, so, you know, freight elevators, my favorite thing about it is going to be that I can, if I want to do a bunch of salvage, I can go salvage a thing. I can go to my hangar, and I can say, like, hey, I want to, I can just store all the stuff, instead of having to go and sell it every single time. So I can go to the hangar, drop stuff off, go back out, do more salvage, come back, rinse and repeat, and then, when I feel like it, actually cash in on all the stuff, which may or may not be great. But also, you can store commodities with the freight elevator, which is good. They might also, I really, really hope that they change, that they allow you to tractor beam loot containers now. I don't think there's any I can't think of any real correlation. I think it's probably more of a performance thing that they don't let you do that right now. Like, I don't know. A bun can dream. Let's see, what... Oh, and also freight elevators. There are going to be freight elevators at outposts, it looks like. They literally had a sneak peek, the weekly sneak peek in the newsletter. Looked like there was exactly that. So that's that. Anything else about freight elevators? I don't know. I really don't know. They did not specify that persistent hangars weren't coming. They just didn't say that they are. So I do not know. I was kind of under the assumption that they weren't going to be in the same patch. But I think somebody might have said something about them actually going to show up at the same time. Maybe it's CitizenCon? But again, until they actually confirm or deny, I would not, just hold off on it, you know? New weapon, new character creation, which, is exciting. Not too much to say about it. If you don't know, well, there's a few things. So, if you don't know, character customizer in Star Citizen is probably one of the least intuitive I've ever seen. You choose between two heads, and you are like, oh, I want to have the brows of this person. You choose a base, and then you blend, and it's weird. With this, you can still do that same system, or you can do this sort of pseudo sculpting where. If you want to pull the nose, if you want a longer or shorter nose, you can just pull or push on it. It's not going to, dynamically change the mesh necessarily. What it's going to do is dynamically change it according to a library of, pre-existing, of every single combination of every single blend, which, is the way that they described it. So, take that for what you will. This might be a really dense episode of, Star Citizen Weekly. I apologize. But this is also why I did the salvage, because, if I would not be able to focus on everything. New weapon reloading and packing in. Oh, also, yeah. You can, there is going to be the new looting screen, or looting system, which is not going to be the inventory system they've mentioned before. Oh, well, also another thing with freight elevators. Yeah, you are going to have to take things from your inventory or from your ship and put them inside of your, inside of the freight elevator, and then it will go into your, local inventory. It will not, you don't have a magic, you can't just pull things out of thin air or put things in thin air and have them appear. So, that's, that is, how the fuck did that relate to what I was saying? Oh yeah, the looting screen. So, people, I think, were assuming that the looting screen was completely replacing the inventory screen, and they have said that is not what's happening. What it's gonna look like is you're gonna have your stuff on the side, like your backpack, your torso, and everything. What I assume, and maybe I'm wrong, you're gonna still have that, you're just not going to have a window on the side, for local inventory or vehicle inventory But if you're looking into a box, like the loot boxes, or like the cargo boxes that we have right now, like that's going to still be a thing, or, you know, a drawer, a dresser, whatever. Or, you know, just the loot boxes that you know, have. Loot containers, whatever you want to call them. The foot lockers and things like that. Also, I'm about full on this. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, so new weapon thing. We are going to be able to actually reload magazines, which is going to be good. It's not. You're not going to buy. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't think you're going to buy ammunition separately from the magazines. Not yet, but that will come at some point. So be prepared for that. But yeah. But yeah, you'll be able to, like if you have 5 rounds in a magazine, if you have 5 rounds in 2 separate magazines, you can load them up and have one 10-round magazine and another empty magazine. Also, bye-bye construction materials. Why are you so hard to sell? Eventually, we're going to have a thing where we can sell things at stations. I don't know. Maybe or maybe not. I don't know how the hell they think it's gonna work or how it's gonna work, but I could go to Grimhex and it wouldn't be that bad, I guess, but like, eh. Yeah, and also, yeah, so the looting screen is going to be a thing. It's going to be like a micro inventory, basically, or a minimized inventory with, instead of having to drag an armor or a magazine from the inventory onto your person, there is a UI specifically for, doing that. And there's probably going to be, if you right-click, it'll just auto-equip or something like that, or, shift left-click or whatever they decide to do. So, yeah, that's going to be good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else really in particular to mention. There is going to be a referral bonus. So if anybody would like to use my referral code to get the game, you'll get a little bit of starting cash. You will get a dragonfly and some armor, and I'll also get some dragonfly and some armor. I don't know when it starts, but they mentioned it was going to start. It's probably going to start. It's probably going to start on the 14th, maybe just next Monday. Depends. I don't know. Maybe next Friday. We'll see. Oh, jeez. I will also say, again, I don't know if I'm going to end this off here, but again, I will say, temper your expectations. It's a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of time for things to go wrong. Or a lot of time for things to fall behind. I would expect PTU maybe, earliest, mid-March, and then I would expect the patch mid-April, probably. Maybe early April, if I'm being a little hopeful, but, frankly, I think last year they axed the Q1 patch, right? And 3.18 was the Q2 patch, if I remember correctly. But yeah, sorry, but yeah, so other than that, other than be prepared for delays or things to get dropped off that list, how much do I have here? Wow. Wow. I wish there was a way to jettison stuff. Maybe there is and I just don't know what it is, but goddamn. Anyways, I think also, like, it's perfectly fine to get excited for a lot of this stuff because it is exciting. There are things that they did not say. I didn't hear them say anything about the FPS radar. I would assume that's part of the star map, but the star map and the UI and all that stuff, but nobody said that. So I'm not gonna believe it is, which is like just my damn luck. Just my damn luck that, like, the one thing, like, one of the things that I was really, really looking forward to would not be something that actually comes in the next patch, but whatever. And yeah, just be on the lookout for stuff like that. What the fuck? There we go. Oh, I was not going to be able to see that. Yeah, oh jeez. I also, yeah, I wanted to do, I was thinking of doing Siege of Orison, but I don't care. I don't care. Oh, what else? What else to say? Temper your expectations. There's probably going to be some things that fall off, but most of the stuff, and like, maybe this is just different because, like, there's a lot of the stuff that has, like, really progressed and it's more integrating everything into the next patch instead of not, but instead of, like, oh, they're still building it, you know? So I don't know what to say on that front. It's gonna come out like mid-April, and if that's just my assumption. There have been patches where the Q1 patch comes out in May. And maybe if not the Q1 patch, maybe, like, you know, like the Q2 patch comes out like 2 months behind schedule. And that's just how Star Citizen development's always worked, and I wouldn't expect it. I just because everybody's excited, I would not expect, I would not set myself up for more, and if they deliver more, then I will be pleasantly surprised. I'm not saying they're bad either, by the way. Just saying that their track record is this, and I would rather not be disappointed. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than disappointed, so, you know, take that for what you will. Yes, I guess I'm going to do a little bit of salvaging, a little bit of chill salvaging. Just, you know, just relax on this very eventful Friday. I should have went out the other way, why did I not? Yeah, and if I missed anything, or if you have any thing you want to discuss, then comments would be good for it. Until next time, have a good day, great day, even. Chowskis.